Danny.
And I'm Brad.
He's back.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Had a nice couple of weeks off. It was very refreshing.
Yeah, and I managed to get myself into a bit of trouble last week. Some people having a bit of a go, but a lot of you actually saying that you're in the same boat, that you're not the world's biggest fan of Sauv Blanc, unlike it seems like the rest of the world is.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. You can't please everyone, but at least everyone's got an opinion, and that's the good thing about wine.
Yeah, indeed. So, let's kick off with some more bits and bobs, and there's a bit of a theme this week.
Yeah, look, there is a theme this week, and those of you in Melbourne, or those of you within Australia really, know it's Cup Day next Tuesday, and it is the race that stops the nation. It's one of those few races that everyone gets together, perhaps has a barbecue, has a couple of drinks on, and so we thought we'd look at a couple of sparklings, but in particular a red which might go well with the barbecue and not break the bank too. This is the Fox Creek, the Red Baron, and it's a Shiraz that these guys put out. It's one of those ones year in, year out. It's one of those regular quaffers that you can just rely on. You plonk down your $15, you know what you're going to get. It goes well with your barbecue meats, you chuck on your sausages, your chops, your steaks, whatever takes your fancy. And the Fox Creek Red Baron is one of those wines that you can just glug down, and hopefully you back a winner with it. And just a quick side note, wearing the VRC cufflinks, and this is actually in honour of my wife. The poor thing, while we're on holiday, dislocated her shoulder, so shout out to Tranda, bad luck, and let's hope she backs a winner on the day.
Yes, let's hope we don't see any dislocations during the Cup Carnival. Bad enough we're around the house. Now, classic wines for around Melbourne Cup and spring racing in general, sparklings. The people who do the bubbles in the bottles, they just sell truckloads of it during Melbourne Cup. And one that you'll definitely see around the traps, the Yarra Burn. Now, this is the premium cuvee. It's actually kind of the starting point. There's another Yarra Burn above this that, look, when I see it on special at the local Uncle Dan's, I tend to buy it in the kind of half dozens. But this, if you're a little bit shy on the cash, if you haven't backed a winner yet in the carnival, this might be one to go for. We picked this up at $13. Now, that is super bargain territory, but there are cheaper, champagne knockoffs out there in the marketplace. For heaven's sakes, there are some out there that are just horrible. I wouldn't serve them up to enemies, let alone people you're trying to impress at a barbecue. So, if you're only going to spend a little bit of dollars, the Yarra Burn Premium, that's a good one to go after.
Yeah, and Yarra Burn's such a good name. They've been doing it for years. That they know what they're doing, so yeah, get onto it. Now, if you've got a little more dollars to spend, and not perhaps as much money to spend on French champagne, then you might look at something in the middle. And we picked this one because this one has a bit of a theme. There's a bit of a rivalry in horse racing between Australia and New Zealand. In fact, there's even a bit of debate over whether Farlap came from Australia or New Zealand. So look, we picked out this wine. This is actually from New Zealand, and this is the Quartz Reef non-vintage method champenoise. So made in the traditional French champagne style. They obviously can't call it champagne. This comes in at around the $30 mark. So look, probably about half the price of most of the non-vintage champagnes you get from France. But look, this really blew us away at a recent tasting. It was pointed out to me, and this guy said, look, it's for the dollars that you spend, it really does punch above its weight. So if you're looking for something a little bit in between, if you're not looking for the something that's in the cheaper end, or your really expensive French stuff, maybe give this a try, because it's not from Australia, New Zealand, but it is something that is really good quality for the price.
Yeah, that one I haven't had yet. Looking forward to giving it a try and proving that not everything New Zealand is something Danny dislikes. So, anyhow, that's it for this week on Wine Week. We'll see you all again next week.
See you next week.